Welcome, guys. Continue episode of Rich and Rich FC. We're here to talk about Matchweek 4. Exciting games went over the weekend from Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A. Rich, how was your weekend?
Good, man. Very enjoyable. Very nice and exciting games, Liverpool leaving it to the last minute.
They got
Madrid,
lucky.
Madrid holding on. Barca going rampant. Exciting game with Juve and Inter in their derby game. So lots of exciting games over the weekend overall. How about yourself?
Well, it was good. Good. A lot of games. Saw a lot of goals across top five leagues. So, it was a fun thing to watch this weekend. Fun thing to do. But let's dive right into Premier League action. We have let's start with the derby, of course. Let's start backwards and work our way to the first game. So, yeah, with the Manchester Derby, we had Manchester City hosting Manchester United. We had some divided opinions last week about how the game was gonna go with United and the worst form of their life, and Man City not performing well either. So we are not sure how this was gonna go, whether it's gonna be a 1-0 game or uh a 1 week game for City. And it kind of looks like Man City took it off. Haaland scoring 2 goals, Doku performing really well, Foden back in the mix, scoring goals. So, what do you think? How do you think the game went?
Yeah, so I don't think we had mixed feelings. Overall, I think the better team won. Obviously, Man United, they're refusing to change. Well, the coach is refusing to change patience there. So it's kind of like, what do you really expect to happen? And then Haaland's on form, City's at home, and they just showed them who's the better team in Manchester. So same thing for Man U fans. Obviously, there doesn't seem to be a lot of improvement going on. And if the coach, I really don't know what to say. This is kind of like an amateur's stick kind of behavior, to be honest. Very
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm not changing anything. What do you mean not changing anything? You keep losing and you don't change anything. That's a madness.
I don't know. Like, I don't know why he's so fixated on my way or the highway because your way is not working and you're losing as every match game go by, you're losing rope. Like you have to start winning games.
Yeah, it's not even
Like
competitive.
so far, he's only won one game against the relegation team.
Yep. And
So
up by a lot.
exactly, you know.
Yes.
So he has to do something. He has to change it up because now the transfer window is closed. He can't get the place he wants. United don't even have money to buy players that they want. So, or he wants. So now he has to change something because these players are not it.
Yeah, I think at the rate he's going, I was saying to Christmas, but now it might be Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
He won't that long, but I think also if he loses to Chelsea really bad, I don't see how they continue with him.
But then who do you bring in? But even before that, if you lose to Chelsea, fine.
Ah,
Chelsea's a good team now, right? It's not a Chelsea of last year or 2 years ago. It's a very good Chelsea team. So if it takes a loss, now, like you said, depending on the beating, sure. But next is Brentford and Sunderland.
well,
Surely can pick up wins from those games.
it's not just based off Chelsea. You've pretty much only won one game since you have started. So, in my opinion, how long can we continue with your methods, especially when you're not willing to compromise or change anything? And even when you listen to the players, I don't see why this formation is benefiting them.
Yeah.
Especially when you play a team like Man City who wants to dominate the midfield, and your weakest part of your team is the midfield, and you're still going with 2 versus 3 in the midfield. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Or you want to play two tens, but it's not like your forwards are scoring goals. So, I mean, logical sense is focus on building from the back, then work your way into the midfield and make the game competitive. Instead, you're really kind of compromising the team, especially when you're playing two people in the midfield, and one of them, which being your captain and Bruno, who's not really comfortable in that position. He rather played that 10 role where he can be more creative. So it's more or less taken away from your best player too. So
Yeah.
there just doesn't seem to be any improvement from their part. And if they lose to Chelsea, I really don't see why they should keep him around. Nuno's around, so if Nuno wants to coach, give him a job, man. At least he'll focus on building the team the right way instead of focusing on formation. And especially that formation is when nobody uses that formation other than him in the EPL. And if you keep losing,
Actually,
why keep using it?
actually, Oliver Glasner does use that formation at Crystal Palace.
They don't play two tens at Crystal Palace.
They play three in the back. Uh,
They don't play two
so
tens.
yeah, they don't play two turns, but with him fixated on three in the back,
At Crystal Palace,
right?
they're not focused on an unbalanced team. Their team is
True,
balanced. They have
true,
players for those positions.
true. But the reason I'm bringing Oliver Glasner in because he's playing. He came into a Palace team that lost.
It's not the same formation.
No, it's not. But hold on, he had three. He came to a Palace team, lost good players. Lost Eze, lost Elise, but yeah, you know. So do you think he
Listen,
can come to United and make this team better?
who?
Or the Palace coach?
Nobody said anything about the Palace coach.
He's on the
So
list. He's on the list for one of the replacement for Amarim.
no, I don't see him coming to. Yeah, I don't see him coming to menu. Um, Listen, that's it's even low comparison. This is menu and your comparison then to Crystal Palace.
Well,
No,
that's where they are now.
no. I don't see menu going for Crystal Palace coach. It's just a bad look in the optics. I know he won like the shield and some stuff, but even that style of play is more defensive than anything. Um, I mean, the players they have their kind of work for them, but I don't know how many fans will feel about the team playing that style of football. I know they have like the three center backs and the two wing backs in itself, but that's not any. I don't consider the Crystal Palace coach like a top coach, to be honest. So no, I don't see that happening
But Amarim coming in was seen as the next big thing. Ten
because
Hag was an upcoming next big thing as well. It didn't work.
yeah,
So
they all won their leagues. Whatever league they were in, they won their league. And Amarin is like a young, seen as a young, innovative type of Mourinho-esque type of coach who could change something. But what we're seeing is he's not even good, to be honest, because he's not willing to compromise or adapt to your team. So as a coach, if you can't adapt to your team, you can't really help them. You keep doing the same thing, which doesn't work. So no,
uh,
I don't see them going for the Crystal Palace coach. I think their best bet would have been Thomas Frank
yeah,
because his
that's
play style,
now.
his play style is better suited for one of the top level teams. Nuno can get the job done, but
With the
obviously,
players they have,
yeah. But even so, I think they'll just use like a second team coach or the assistant team coach, and then wait to like next season or even January to get another coach, to be honest. And then Crystal Palace is not gonna let go of their coach. I mean, how bad would it look? The Palace coach messed up Gay's transfer, and now he's gonna leave.
I mean, it wasn't the coach. It
There
was
was the coach said he was gonna quit if they showed. So
but
yeah, he got to stay there.
he's leaving regardless next year or so. But moving away from United, Man City back in the winning ways and Haaland scoring goals. Are they on the right back on the right track for the title or no?
Nah, you play a bad team, set up Man U's a bad team at the moment. So not to talk about Man U, but they're a bad team. How they're set up kind of gives the edge to City because City wants to dominate the midfield. They put like three in there. You have two in there, and the two you in there, like one of them, you said is not very good. Another one is playing out of position. So already, so to be United 3-0 is not like a big deal, to be honest.
So just
Yeah,
are they in the office?
so they need to be more consistent. They need to beat the big teams for us to say, okay, they're in title contention. No, no, the only title contention is Arsenal and Liverpool. That's it.
Well, all right, I see that. Now, moving away from Manchester, uh, let's go to Chelsea. Chelsea and Brentford. Chelsea started the game really well, winning, starting the game. Actually, they started the game really well, but considered an early goal from Shadi, and then later, Chelsea came back winning 2-1, and then a last a last long throw in from the Brentford team with Carvalho and in the back post, tapping it in. So this game ended 2-2. How do you think that game went for Chelsea? Was it like a 3 points lost, or was it a fair game where Brentford fought and got a point?
It's a fair game. Well, I don't think Chelsea did that much to say they deserve to win. Well, when it was a fair game, they kind of scored and then they allowed the Brentford to come back. I mean, I don't think anybody thinks Chelsea's going to win the league. So, I mean, especially when these things are happening. And also, it kind of shows how vulnerable Chelsea are at the back with Tosan and Szoboszlai and was that Fofana. They're all nice players, but none of them are really like world class. So, I mean,
It seems like Maresca wanted to experiment something that went really wrong because having Fofana as a right back was interesting, you know. So I
uh,
think that's an experiment that went wrong and kind of harmed them in a way because I don't know.
well, you need depth. So it's a long season, so you need depth, and you need to give team players a break, especially those that were playing in the international break, and that's what he wanted to do. He wants to rely on the team's depth, and he found out that the team is not that deep, to be honest.
I
If you
mean,
check
that
the initial starters, the backups are really not that great. Tosan kind of got exposed a couple of times.
true. The
Uh,
goal that Shade scored was similar to the one from Brentford where they went through the defense and then Toos has to chase the defender, I mean the attacker, but similar goal, running behind, cut in, shoot. Same thing that Josh King did as well against Fulham. So they might have to work on that. But overall, how do you think Chelsea played? Like, do you think
They didn't play.
Palmer dominated? Because up to
Yeah,
the point where Cole Palmer got in, it was struggling. So do you
I
think
think
Uncle Palmer coming back might help them, or it was just
not,
maybe a fluke or tired
not
legs?
really because Coprama is not very consistent in the league. So I mean, he hasn't been consistent for a while. He had a good Club World Cup, but even before that, he wasn't very consistent. So I mean, he had a moment where he was like on a very good form, and I think people are holding on to that idea that he might not be that player who's gonna be able to be like a Salah or a Haaland type of player, and maybe just a level below that. So, I mean, he still has a lot to prove, to be honest. And yeah, so, I mean, Palmer has a lot to prove in my eyes. I mean, he got the goal, but they kind of like, they kicked the ball, one person headed it, and it just came to him, really. So, it's not like he created the goal or
The
anything.
financial work was world class. So
It's like,
not a lot of players who finished that the way he did.
okay. I'll give him that. He was at the right place at the right time. It's not like he created the goal. He was just at the right place at the right time, and he tapped it in. So that's what I'll.
All right. So, very great goal. Remember that because I have something else for you about a tap in. Next up, we have Nuno, not Nuno, Nuno out and taking his first game against Arsenal. However, Ange's plan did not go well. Eze having his first assist, Gyökeres scoring yet again, another tap-in. People saying that Gyökeres is back, he's the hero for Arsenal and all that. For scoring a tap-in, what's your thoughts? How do you think the game went? And
Well, who's saying he's back or he's scoring?
he's back scoring goals, and they can see him as a new hero for Arsenal.
He is scoring goals.
Yeah.
Yes, he's at the top of the goals to scorers. I think he may be second or third in the whole league. So those are
He
facts.
scored 2 against Leeds.
Yes.
1, a tap-in against Forest.
Yes.
Where was he at Liverpool?
Liverpool is a better team. It's not easy to score against the top teams.
They didn't bring him to score against Forest and Leeds.
Well, they did.
They brought him.
They brought him to get goals. It doesn't matter who you score against.
No.
When
Now,
you score.
now you're no. They could have beat Forest and Leeds without Gyökeres.
Gyökeres is a striker, so he's gonna feed off whatever the team provides him. So as long as the team is providing for him, he's gonna score goals. That's what we see. Eze provided to him, and he scored the goal. That's what he's there to do. So if you play against Liverpool and the team doesn't create chances, and he can't score, that's not all specifically up to him. Even Mohamed Salah didn't score, and he's been the top goal scorer in the league for how long?
We know Salah.
Salah didn't score.
He didn't score.
And Tinker didn't score. Gakpo didn't score. All the top players in that game didn't score. You know why? Because it's a tough game. You know who scored? Szoboszlai. You know why he scored? A great free kick. Nobody can take that away from him. Well, you're not going to say, oh, Szoboszlai should be scoring every game because Szoboszlai scored against Arsenal.
It's a set piece. It's normal. It happens.
It's not normal to score set pieces. Actually.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. So why do you think Gyökeres should be the only one scoring goals in the top?
Because he was brought in to do exactly that.
No, he's there to score about 20 goals per season, and he's on track to score 20 goals per season. And those 20 goals will get the team in championship contention just like they are.
You think so?
Well, what position are they in?
Only him scoring 20 goals will get them to the championship.
What position are they in?
Probably first.
The top 4. The top 4 in the league, so they're in contention to win the league. That's why he's there. He's there to provide goals.
So is Bournemouth. Bournemouth is in the top 4. Doesn't mean they're contention to win the league.
No, but we know who has potential to win the league. There's only 2 teams, which is Liverpool.
Only 2 teams. However, you saying that him scoring 20 goals will help them win the league is wild because no one else is scoring. Nobody else is scoring except Gyökeres. Saka is out injured. Odegaard is not scoring. Arsenal of old that used to challenge for the title for the past 4 years or so that have always failed to be second. All the goals were from Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Declan Rice, Havertz, all them chipping in 8, 10, 15 goals there. Now, none of them are scoring. The only thing that have good...
What do you think by none of them are scoring? Gyökeres is not the only one scoring, and Saka's injured. Saka is like the best player on the team, and he's injured.
And that's why
Martinelli is not going to score that much. He's kind of like inconsistent. Eze just got there, so he still needs time to adjust. He got an assist. That's good. Nuno was doing good. It's like 3 or 4 games that they've played, and you were talking about people scoring. Like, it's normal for players to score like 20 goals.
what I'm saying is, last season and the seasons before,
They've played four
they got
games.
they got second place with all these people
Okay,
scoring.
they've scored.
And they said they're lacking a striker. Now they have a striker, but all these other people are not producing.
It doesn't matter.
Do you think Yokeres getting 20 goals without these people chipping in work? Because right now they are not.
Okay, so right now they're like a second or third place. So that's fine. They'll be fine. After four games, yeah, they'll be fine. If
They're
you're
only there because of the defense right now.
if Jokeris, yeah, they're known for being a good defensive team. So that's a plus. And they're always gonna score on set pieces. So if they score 1-0, not everybody has to score. You just need one goal. One goal, clean sheet, 3 points. That's it.
Okay. Well, that's what Liverpool is doing as well. Right now they're on their four games, 4 wins, 0 losses, and they're not even playing well. They're keeping clean sheets, so that's good. No, not really, but the last game, it was a tight game. For whatever reason, they're playing Burnley and they couldn't score. It took a very silly mistake from Hannibal, who got a handball, to get Liverpool a PK in a dying minute. And you already know, Salah scores PKs. So, do you think Arsenal's lack of offensive threat and Liverpool's inconsistent defense will help Arsenal win the league, or will help Liverpool win the league? Which one do you think has more potential?
Well, it's too early in the season to uh, make assumptions or to, after four games, to say this person will win the league or not. We know that there are two teams that are going to be competing to win the league, which is Arsenal and Liverpool. With Arsenal, they can always rely on their defense, and even with the replacements that came in, the Mosquera, and then yeah, he's taken over for Saliba, and it's like he's not beat. He's actually better than thought. Timber seems to have taken another level. Cauliflower is doing good, playing really good. And they have a solid defense. I mean, so that's always going to give them a chance to win the games. Um, and then with their set pieces, they're always in contention. So depending on how Arteta sets them up, you know. With Liverpool, they're playing like champions, right? Which means when you're not playing good, you find a way to win. So we all know teams come in and out of form, and you want to find your form at the right time and kind of maintain that consistency throughout basically the season. So the most important thing is to beat the teams that you need to beat and also protect your home ground. So if like Arsenal losing at Liverpool 1-0 is not bad. Losing to Liverpool at their home 1-0 is not bad at all. That means that you are competitive, and if you go to your home, you should be able to get a draw or win with your fans backing you up as well, and with your manager being more aggressive in terms of the tactic that they're going to use to basically win the game. Because I feel like the first game they set them up to kind of get a draw, and which was only like 10 minutes away from what they wanted to accomplish. So overall, you can't really make assumptions. The only assumption is there's really two teams that can win the league at this point.
Okay. Now, the new signing was confirmed and done. He has the number 9 shirt in Isak. He didn't play. They said he was rested for the Champions League. Now, do you see him not playing being heavily involved in the Premier League games and being focused on Champions League, or this is just a one-off?
Yeah, so the coach said he didn't have a preseason. So basically, he needs to get up to gear, or else he's going to get injured. That's what they fear, right? So if without preseason and, getting up to physically, he's not up to standards to play that much game. So it's not really like a thing of he's just going to use him in Champions League or anything. It's just he needs to get fit, or something like what happened to Wisa can happen, because Wisa didn't have a preseason. He went to Congo, and Congo used him like, you know, the guy's been playing games and he's up to speed, and instead he got injured. Now he's out for like two, two, uh, about 4 weeks to six
Yeah, he's
weeks.
off a lengthy period. Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't want that to happen. So just building them up, which is the correct way. You need to build the players' fitness, especially in EPL where it's very tough physically and demanding. So I'm sure like if they needed him, they would have tried to get him some more minutes, but they don't really need him, right? So that's what the coach is looking at. Like we have Eketike, who's doing fine. Salah and Gakpo are doing fine. So let's get him up to speed, and then we'll throw him in once he's up to speed. So that's not really like a big thing. It's just a conditioning thing.
Okay. Well, now let's switch our focus to La Liga, where Barcelona played Valencia, and it wasn't a fair game. It was very lopsided, and Barca's put up six against Valencia
Yeah.
without their star player, Lamine Yamal. Think they're the favorites to win this year or no?
We'll have to see after the first classical, then we can kind of make an assumption. Um, Obviously, injuries come into factors, and then um, yeah, so we have to see after the first classical, then you can kind of determine. Real Madrid is off to a good start. I think Barca tied a team already,
Yeah.
so they dropped some points already. But I mean, and also like now that basically Real has a new coach and a new um, formation and sort of also Mbappe is playing really well.
Hmm.
So I think he will have a lot to say about who wins the league.
Yeah. Right now, Mbappe has 4 goals in 4 games. He's really on fire. He put one again this past weekend. Um, he's really on form right now. Like, you think, come even went away for national team, scored goals. He seems like he's taking kind of Vinicius power or role in the team because now he's being seen as the main man now. He's acting like it, moving like it, scoring like it, and playing like it. So do you think Vinny might fade away? Because he's not even starting regularly now. And back then, or let's say like last year onwards, when we call looking at my dream team sheet, we know for sure Vinny is on there. Now you're not even sure if he's gonna make it.
Yeah, so I don't think he's taken anything from Mbappe. It's just, or he's not taking anything from Mbappe, or let's say, Vinny, or let's say, his presence should hinder Vinny. I think it's just a new coach with new philosophy. Last year they kind of were stuck in the middle, kind of trying to decide who's 1A and who's 1B. And I think this year it's clear that Mbappe is 1A. That's all it really is. So last year they were like sharing penalties, and it seemed like they didn't want to overstep boundaries, or they wanted to kind of try to do it together. And it's not necessarily like a bad thing, but it kind of there's a hierarchy in sports. You have your star player, then you have those who are gonna help them. So basically, if you're saying who's a better player, Mbappe is a better player. And there's nobody better than Mbappe, honestly, if you're looking at world football. So, I mean, he's justified it, and he's justified it in his first season. He's just justifying it now. So I think with Vinny, it's just more of him getting comfortable with what Xabi Alonso wants him to do. And I think with in the past with Carlo Ancelotti, they kind of babied him a little bit. So I think this is just Xabi Alonso trying to take a stand or make Vinny feel like, oh, he has to do more in terms of defensively, helping out the team more, and also just be more efficient because he does have the talent and the skills to do that. Um, and when we're saying like Mbappe is better, it doesn't mean Mbappe will always be like better. There are seasons where other players can have better. season still the best player in the world. But if you're looking at it from like who's the best player, then Mbappe is the best player. So
Okay. So are we saying next year Mbappe Ballon d'Or for sure? Is he like on track for that
but
or too early to call?
nothing is guaranteed, right? So even with Dembele, who's supposed to win the Ballon d'Or this year, he didn't have a good first half of the season. PSG struggled at the first half of the season a little bit. He was benched in one of the Champions League games, and then later on he kind of came on. And then you see him like pressing and doing whatever the coach was asking. And that's the same thing with like Vinny.
Hmm.
The coach thinks he can do more. And when you watch them, sometimes he makes bad decisions. Sometimes he doesn't track back. And you know, you Mbappe's playing the forward now, so he's not gonna track back. And if his Vinny's not tracking back, then the balance is off. So it's just getting used to the new coach. That's all I see. And it's a bit weird, but at the same time, because they're winning at the moment. So Xabi Alonso has room to kind of push his ideas in more. But it's tricky because you don't want to lose the player because Vinny's a big time player, no doubt. In any game, he can change it. But at the same time, if you keep poking a player like that, he might not want to play for you, which will cause more trouble, more or less for Xabi Alonso. But there's options on the team, but there's no better option than Vinny. If you remove Mbappe, uh, as far as the forward line, Vinny's the next best thing. So you don't want to alienate him. And I think that's something Xabi Alonso might do. And it's not just with Vinny. He has all these players that he's kind of has to manage, even with Rodrigo. And then the new kid, Master 20. He's 1, 2, like you see the talent, but I don't think he's ready to be playing like that. But the coach plays him because he likes something that he's doing. Obviously, as a fan, I'm like, okay, it's all right, but maybe he sees more or less that he's doing defensively, but offensively, I'm like, Vinny's better than that kid. So there's no way he should be starting over
So now if when Jude comes back, who's going on the bench?
other other going to bench.
So you have Bellingham and then who do you put out wide? Mastuano or still keep Diaz out there?
Well, he's been playing Antonio more than the other guys. But you have Rodrigo, Vinny, and Antonio and Diaz, and I think he'll just rotate them. So that's pretty much it. But I think that when Jude comes back, Jude will play in the mid. He's not a winger, so I don't see, unless he changes the formation, I don't see why we would play Jude on the wings.
Okay. All right. Well, now let's look at the upcoming games for the Premier League next week. We start with Merseyside derby. Liverpool at home taking on Everton. Who you got?
Can't bet against Liverpool.
So Liverpool straight win.
You can't bet against Liverpool.
Okay, so Liverpool straight win. How many goals? Give me the over under.
2-0.
2-0 Liverpool.
Yeah.
Even with Grealish.
That's good. That's good at do. Van Dijk is back there. Coretta is back there. Kirkes is back there. Even the right back. Who's the right back? Frimpong back.
Actually, right now they play Szoboszlai in that role.
Yeah, even look at that. Szoboszlai. That's when you know you're rich. You know when you're rich when you can do that stuff.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're playing for fun. They are playing Szoboszlai.
Hey, I told you he was experimenting. Maresca likes to experiment, so hey.
For fun, one last pass next week.
I mean, there's always Gusto. We know Rich James, you have to manage Rich James.
I don't think he believes in Gusto, man.
Actually, he does. I think he just wants to experiment.
Wait for Fana when Gusto is available.
He's experimenting.
Man, that's disrespectful if I'm a player.
Plus, they have Champions
Can,
League.
can
So
you imagine your coach playing somebody at your position and he doesn't even play at that position?
it is what it is, man.
Okay.
It is what it is. Coaches nowadays have the luxury to experiment. So hey, now we also have Brighton, Tottenham at the Amex.
Can't go anywhere, to be honest. Where's the game at? Tottenham,
Amex. So Brighton,
2-2.
2-2. Aha. We also have Burnley Forest and away.
I barely go chop them.
You think Burnley could chop Ange again?
1-0.
Ah,
Let's go, Burnley. I don't think Andrew will get past Christmas. That guy.
at
He
Old
never
Trafford. Nah, Old Trafford, Chelsea visiting. Who you got?
can go. You can go against Man United. If anything, pick against Man United.
Wow. How many goals?
Chelsea 2-0. I don't even know if
Give me one goal scorer.
Jao.
Y'all, Pedro.
Jao Pedro.
All right. Then Fulham, Brentford.
Can go anyways. 1-1.
Sunderland, Villa. Villa has been really bad.
Villa has been bad. It's kind of shocking how bad they are.
They have
0-0.
the same players. They have the
Nah,
same players, shockingly. They only lost Leon Bailey. Trafford left.
no, they have Sancho and Elliott now, so they should be picking up. I have Sancho to score because it's in my best interest. So 1-0. After let's go, Sancho.
Oh,
Sweet, sweet Sancho.
Bournemouth, Newcastle.
Newcastle are playing in Champions League.
Yes.
Bournemouth been good and they don't have to do nothing. Or are they playing like what's that? FA Cup or something? Carabao Cup.
Uh,
They
let's
say that at Bournemouth.
yeah, Bournemouth.
I don't know.
No, no games in between.
I like Bournemouth. Bournemouth is nice. Semenyo's on fire once again. Best Ghanaian player in the league. As person of the league, man.
He's
Uh,
Ghanaian right now. Best Ghanaian player right now, period.
best Ghanaian player right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. No
And
doubt.
then last game of the week, match game week 5. We have Arsenal at the Emirates taking on City. The student versus the teacher. Who you have?
I think Arsenal beats them 1-0.
1-0? Okay. Well, guys, you heard it here first. Um, next week's predictions. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. We see you guys next time. Peace.
Oh.